but I want to start us off by acknowledging our traditional lands. Royal Roads rests on the traditional lands of the Lekwungen-speaking peoples, the Songhees and Esquimalt nations, and it is with tremendous gratitude that we have such a beautiful place to learn and work, where the past, present, and future Indigenous and non-Indigenous students, faculty, and staff come together. Tonight's webinar is very exciting. It's our very first webinar introducing our new undergraduate programs, Your Future, Your Way, Explore Your Undergraduate Path with Royal Roads University. I am joined here. My name is Vivian Trin. I'm one of the education specialists at Royal Roads University. I am also an alumni of Royal Roads University. I am joined this evening with Shelley Jones, who is the program head for social sciences, Robert Middleman, who's the program head in business and sustainability, and Mickey Noble, the program head of applied environmental sciences. So these are our three new exciting undergraduate programs, and they will speak more about the programs a bit further into the presentation. To start off, I want to give you a bit of an overview about Royal Roads University. We've been around for 30 years, so we started in 1995. And in those 30 years, we've been empowering innovators and change makers. One of the funnest facts I like to share about Royal Roads is that we have been delivering programs online since day one. So in 1995, we had students studying online, which I think is a really great testament to our innovative spirit. We have two campuses. I am currently calling in from our Colwood campus, and this is a very famous campus in the region. We have a lot of tourists come by and visitors because it's a National Historic Site. We have majestic ocean views and mountain views, old growth forests, and the historic Hatley Castle as well. It's just such an incredible place to learn and visit, and I hope you get to experience it one day, whether as a student or as a guest. And the exciting thing is we have a second campus that is currently under construction, and it is scheduled to open June 2025, and it is just a few kilometers down the road from this campus, and I will share a bit more information about that campus later. We are a leading public university, and we're guided by a very bold vision of inspiring people with the courage to transform the world. And I truly believe as you experience Royal Roads more, you will understand this vision and how we achieve this through a very caring, creative, and courageous way. So we are a relatively smaller university with about 5,000 students. We offer over 70 programs. While we started mainly online, we have expanded to on-campus and blended programs as well in the undergraduate and graduate space. Our class sizes, I think, is very notable. We have small class sizes. On average, you'll see 35 students in a class. Sometimes you'll see less, but you really won't see much more than 35 to 40 students a class. And this goes for our undergraduate programs as well. So if any of you are familiar, have done your research, or spoken to other students who have started first-year undergraduate studies at a university, it can be very overwhelming. My first year experience, I was sitting in lecture halls with 300 up to 500 different students. You're listening to a 90-minute lecture from the professor, and you're identified really by your number. So that can be an experience some students are looking for, but if you're learning for a more personal, supportive, close-knit learning experience, especially since the transition to university can be a really big and overwhelming one, Royal Roads can be a really great option for you. We have an excellent network of alumni all around the world, and of that, 7,700 of them are undergraduate alumni. So even though I'm introducing new undergraduate programming to you right now, we have been in the undergraduate space for a while, since day one. And lastly, I do want to point out that we are an Ashoka Changemaker campus. So that means we are part of a network of colleges and universities worldwide who have been recognized for their work in social innovation and change making. And I think this really ties back to our vision of inspiring people with the courage to transform the world. So for those of you who aren't familiar with where we are located in Victoria. So we are on the southern tip of Vancouver Island, and our two closest major cities are Seattle and Vancouver. So it's a 90-minute ferry ride to Vancouver, and we have a direct passenger ferry to Seattle that takes about 2 hours. Victoria is a small but mighty Canadian city with just over 400,000 people. And some of our top industries include advanced technology. Tourism and hospitality is really big here. It's such a great place to visit. And Victoria we host guests from all across Canada and all around the world annually. And education is a really large industry here in Victoria as well. One of our favorite claims to fame is we have the mildest climate in Canada. So the snow has definitely been a huge topic of conversation these days. It's -1 right now, which is unheard of, and I am freezing. But typically our winter temperatures are 6 degrees. Is 6 degrees, and in the summer we have we see about 25 degrees in the summer. So if you've spent a lot of time in Canada, in the prairies or Ontario, this is tropical. Sorry, I'm losing here. So what does the Royal Roads journey look like now? I mentioned before that we have been in the undergraduate space. That's because we've been offering years 3 and 4 of a 4-year undergraduate degree since 1995. So students were able to transfer seamlessly to Royal Roads if they have completed a diploma or 60 credits elsewhere. And that was because we're filling a gap where college grads were looking to upskill, and we wanted to give them the opportunity to gain a bachelor's degree. But now our new program is allowing students to enter into undergraduate studies at Royal Roads directly from year 1. So in year 1, we have 3 exciting programs: business and sustainability, applied environmental sciences, or social sciences that you can choose from. And you'll enroll in our certificate program where you can progress into the diploma in the same 3 areas of study. And there's opportunity to move around as well if that's your decision. And then you can progress into our bachelor's programs where you'll have a choice between one of our 8 different bachelor's degrees in business, environmental practice, environmental science, hospitality and tourism, justice studies, communications, or interdisciplinary studies. What is interesting about this journey is that you can exit at any of these steps and you will get a credential. So sometimes after 1 year of study, you may realize you might need a break from it all. Maybe university isn't for you right now, or maybe life happens and you have to enter the workforce and work full time. So if you exit after 1 year of studies, you will have a certificate. Or after 2 years of studies, you'll have a diploma. And when you're ready to come back, we are here to welcome you back. So I'm going to pass it over to Dr. Mickey Noble to speak more about the Applied Environmental Sciences program.
Hi, everybody. So as Vivian said, I'm the program head for the Applied Environmental Sciences program. This is very much an applied program. There'll be lots of opportunity for you to do lab work, to do field work. You will become very familiar with the Royal Roads campus and all of the really lovely different ecosystems we have available for you to investigate. So it's a great opportunity to both learn applied science, but also start to accumulate those really job-ready skills like communication and teamwork and those kinds of things, because increasingly science is being done in interdisciplinary teams. So not only do you need to have some familiarity with your own disciplines and the sciences that you're working on, but you also need some familiarity with economics and with law and policy and to some extent possibly even business. So, there's lots of opportunity to do some crossover pieces for those. We are really excited because each of our years in the program is going to have a capstone lab and field school that will take place on campus and give you a real opportunity to apply all of those lab and field skills that you've been learning all year long and combine it into a project that is going to give you the opportunity to work with an external sponsor or an internal sponsor, but to do something really practical and really applied and really a very alive project. So that'll be, even after your first year, that'll be something kind of different because it'll show employers that you can be involved in a bigger project and you know how to work with other people. So that's a pretty exciting piece. Other thing to know is that our as we've said already, you can move into the second year, which is the diploma program, and then on to third and fourth year. Um, the programs are, at least in environmental science, we are looking to align the coursework with the needs for gaining external credentials, things like professional agrologist credential and the registered professional biologist, which are common things that people in environmental science may need as they start to graduate. So first year won't get you those credentials, but it will get you on your way and get you started. So that's kind of our exciting bit, I think. Um, yeah. So at this point, I will turn you over to Rob to tell you all about the business and sustainability program, and then we should have questions for the end.
Thanks, Mickey. Vivian, if you're not going to jump in, I'll just take over and yeah, okay, great. So talk about our business and sustainability program. For me, this is really the best of both worlds. A business program that gives you the skills you need to succeed in the business world, to go off and work in a variety of industries and organizations, but also you need to understand the impact that business has on the world these days. As students are coming up, they are much more in tune to things like social justice, climate action, poverty alleviation, than I think my generation ever was, especially coming up through business school. And so this program is a nice balance of not only learning the fundamentals of business, but understanding exactly not only the impact that business has on the environment and the community, not just about how to limit the harm and the damage that business can and has done, but also how to use business to solve some of the challenges that we're facing in the real world. And so in our certificate program, you'll learn the fundamentals of business, and you'll also learn how it impacts our local community, our environment, and how to do business in a good way with a social impact. Those sustainability elements are peppered throughout every course, and then they have a number of opportunities to really dive deep into social entrepreneurship and sustainability and environmental, accounting and reporting. And this grows throughout the program, not just in the first year, but then into the diploma where we get to go a little bit deeper and you're exposed to more of the elements of business. Business programs are typically multidisciplinary. You get a little bit of everything. So you get a little bit of human resources, you get a little bit of marketing, you get a little bit of accounting, you get touch on all the different parts of what it is to work at a business. For students who haven't had much exposure to how business works, maybe they've had a job, in high school, they're working, they have a sense of how it is, and maybe they've spoken with their parents about their careers and and what they do. this program will give them a real sense of all the different opportunities that there are in business. As you go through year 1 and 2 and move on to year 3, what's really exciting is the challenge-based aspect of our program. So that's later to come in years 3, 4, where to be honest, we've done away with courses and we're using real business challenges as the way to educate our students in a very exciting and interdisciplinary way. And I think that's about it about our business and sustainability program. And I'll turn it over to Shelley to talk about social sciences.
Great. Thanks, Rob. Hi, everyone. Good evening or good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Thanks so much for joining us. Yeah, I'm very excited to be introducing the Social Sciences Certificate Program. This program will provide you with a wide range of courses in different disciplinary areas, and really to give exposure to different ways, different perspectives of looking at our very complex world from the lens of, say, global studies or Indigenous studies, human rights, communication, Canadian studies, leadership, as well as providing some essential and sort of necessary skills that you'll need for the workplace, things such as academic writing and presentation skills, research skills, working together in teams. The social studies program they're individual courses, and yet overall there's sort of an interdisciplinary approach to how these kind of fit together. And as students, you'll be working together throughout these different courses. And the focus isn't going to be typically on final exams and midterms. There will be assessments throughout where you will have projects to work on. You will have presentations. You will be involved in things like developing podcasts or videos or going out and doing some research. And there's a very applied nature to it as well. So although the courses may have traditional titles, each of the courses will have some kind of real world component so that you'll see how you can engage or apply the theory that you will learn in these courses in the real world as well. So you'll come out of this certificate program with some very tangible skills that will be useful in your future careers. Theoretical grounding in these different disciplinary areas, but also an understanding of how these different disciplinary areas work together and overlap and complement each other, so that you can see how they work together in the real world to solve real world challenges. And as Rob was talking about with the business program, similarly in the interdisciplinary studies program, we have a challenge in the semester 2 where you will look at a real world issue and in a team do some research and investigation and propose an approach to dealing with that particular challenge. So there's lots of exciting things planned within the courses, and yeah, welcome questions at the end. Thank you.
Thanks, Rob, Shelley, and Mickey. I'll pick it up from here and let you know a bit more about what this undergraduate experience will look like. So this is a picture of our new Langford campus. We're very excited about it. And so years 1 and 2, the majority of your studies will take place at this Langford campus. The building is operated by Royal Roads University, but Camosun College, University of Victoria, the Justice Institute of BC, and the school district will also be offering programming and courses there. So it's going to be a really unique learning experience where you can connect with a bunch of different learners from different areas. And for those of you who already live in the West Shore, this is a really great opportunity to stay close to home. One of the goals of this campus is to provide access to education to the West Shore community. And for those who aren't familiar with this area, it is part of the Greater Victoria area, is about 10 kilometers from downtown Victoria. And it is one of Canada's fastest growing regions. So a really great and exciting place to learn and connect. I live not too far from here, and it's been really fun seeing a lot of shops and restaurants pop up over the last few months. And I'm assuming it's in anticipation of this campus. And also, you'll still be a part of our Colwood campus as well, the one with Hatley Castle. As Mickey mentioned, if you're taking applied environmental sciences, that's where our labs are. It's such a great place where we do a lot of land-based learning as well. And we have some larger events at the Colwood campus. So you'll have access to all the services and facilities at both campuses. As you move into year 3 and 4 and you choose a bachelor's degree, you'll have different options depending on the program that you choose. So there might be an opportunity for you to study full-time in person at the Colwood campus. Some of our programs offer a fully online option. So this allows you with the ultimate flexibility to learn from anywhere, anytime. So this can be your chance to maybe move across the country, travel the world, or work full-time while studying full-time. And some of our programs offer a blended option where you are studying primarily online, so you get that flexibility, but you'll also come to campus once or twice for an on-campus residency where you'll be connecting with your cohort, with your classmates, and with the instructor and the community as well. So there's lots of different ways your 4-year journey can look at Royal Roads, and I just wanted to share a few examples so you can kind of get an understanding of your options. Get the Best of Both Worlds shows that you can start off with on-campus in-person studies. So all of our certificates start on campus at the Langford campus. For example, you can start year 1 in the certificate in applied environmental science, progress into the diploma. And then for years 3 and 4, you can choose the Bachelor of Science in Environmental Science or Practice, where you can go fully online, or you can stay on campus. Alternatively, there's options where you can explore multiple disciplines, and sometimes it takes studying and experiencing something to understand what you like and don't like. So maybe you start off in the certificate in business and sustainability, then in year 2, you want to move into social sciences, and from there you realize communications is really where your passion and interest is, and you go into the Bachelor of Arts in Professional Communication, and you'll graduate with a really diverse learning portfolio. There are some options where you can fast track your degree. So a typical undergraduate degree in Canada is 4 years. A recent study showed that the average Canadian takes just over 5 years to finish a 4-year degree. We do have options for those who are dedicated and committed, where you can do a 4-year degree in as little as 3. It's definitely takes a bit of commitment, but sometimes people aren't afforded the luxury to study 4 or 5 years and really want to get their bachelor's degree and enter the workforce, for example. So our certificate and diploma are offered in the typical Canadian academic calendar. So it's September to April, so 8 months for the certificate with a summer break, and then 8 months for the diploma with a summer break. And then, for example, the BA in Justice Studies, we condensed 2 years of studies in 12 months. So after 3 years of studies, you can walk away with your bachelor's degree. So make it your own. There's a lot of different combinations you can put together, and we have advisors here to help you walk through your journey. Your first step is really to identify your certificate, and then we can help you build it from there. So regardless of which program you choose, the commonality is really about learning for the real world. We have a lot of experiences where you're gaining hands-on learning. For example, you're tackling real world challenges, you're working with community partners, you're working in the field, and this is starting in the first year of your studies. There's some teamwork involved where you can build those collaborative skills, and you'll be connecting with real organizations as well. As you progress through your studies, you'll get more and more opportunities to turn your learning into action. We have internships, co-ops, more field practices, and more community and industry partnered projects for you to engage in. And we have study abroad options. So there's opportunities for you to do a semester exchange or something more short term, like a summer program that's typically 2 to 4 weeks. And this is a really exciting opportunity to build your global skills, which many employers are looking for, and also the chance to earn some credit toward your Royal Roads credential as well. So we have such a great suite of student services. We have counseling, career development, we have Indigenous and international student services, accessibility services, lots. And we have a webinar next week on February 11th. It's our Parents' Night webinar, and this is where we'll dive deeper into these services. For this webinar, I want to highlight just a couple. One is the student experience, which is led by our student engagement team. We have some really exciting events that will be offered at both campuses. We frequently celebrate the diversity of our student community. The International Showcase is one of my favorite events. We have pride activities and celebrations, Diwali and so on. But we even have some low-key gatherings like karaoke night and games night for students to just come together and have a good time. And there's lots of opportunity for students to take on a leadership or volunteer role. This is your experience, so you can shape the experience you want to see. As Royal Roads is a relatively smaller university, it's a very supportive, close-knit community that you'll feel connected with. And since we've been operating in the online space and we have students online as well, we have lots of options to engage online as well. The other student service I want to highlight is our Financial Aid and Awards Office. The staff here will help you navigate all the resources to get loans, bursaries, scholarships, emergency funding, and so on. I do want to highlight a few exciting awards that we have going on right now. So the First Class Entrance Award is so new. I just heard about it a few hours ago. So our website hasn't been updated, so please stay tuned. But we have allocated $100,000 for up to 100 students to celebrate the launch of the first class in our new undergraduate programs. And this is also to address the need for affordability and accessibility in higher education. So this one is very new. Some other awards, we have the Royal Roads Entrance Award or Bursary, which ranges from $2,000 to $10,000. And there's 2 streams you can apply through, either through academic excellence or through your community involvement. And this is available to any new Royal Roads student. So once you've been accepted into your program, and I highly encourage you to apply for this one. And we also have the Langford Education Award. This is an external one, and it's set up by the City of Langford and is for City of Langford residents who will be attending any of the certificate programs that is being offered at our new Langford campus. So I will briefly touch on admissions. It is quite straightforward for entrance into year 1. You must graduate from a Canadian high school or equivalent with a minimum C+ in English 12 and a minimum B in 3 academic grade 12 courses. If you are applying for applied environmental sciences, the 3 courses are more specific and are included and are part of this list listed below. Please check the admission requirement for the program that you are interested in for all of the details. We also have something called flexible admissions at Royal Roads, which I really love sharing. If you don't meet the standard admission requirements that I just highlighted previously, you have the opportunity to apply through flexible admissions. For example, perhaps you don't meet our GPA requirements. You have the opportunity to tell your whole story. We recognize a lot of learning happens outside of the classroom, and this is an opportunity to take a look at students who are ready for university and who truly feel they're going to excel in university and want to tell their story. If English is not your first language, we do have an English language requirement. It is on our website, but in general, it is an IELTS of 6.5 with no band less than 6.0. And if you are on track to finish the courses required by the program of your choice, you can apply and receive an early conditional offer. And once everything is completed, you can submit your final documents for your final offer. How much does it cost? That's always the big question. So the annual domestic tuition for year one is $6,500. If you're an international student, it's $22,750. And this is quite comparable to the University of Victoria and other universities in the region. We do have an application fee, but we're very excited to offer an application fee waiver code for attendees of this webinar. So I'll just get my colleagues to pop the waiver code in our chat, so you can use it when you are ready to apply. We also have a few additional ancillary fees ranging from student services, learning support, and fees from our student associations. So if you want to start your budgeting now, please visit our tuition and fees website to get the full breakdown of costs. So apply now. It is quite straightforward. We are accepting applications until June 2nd, 2025 for our September 2025 intake. And all you need to do is identify your certificate program. Don't forget our application fee waiver code when it's asking for you to pay for that one. And then you submit your documents online. If you're applying through flexible admissions, you may be required to submit a few additional documents. And then once you receive your offer, you pay your tuition deposit, and we so look forward to welcoming you here at Royal Roads. We have a few more events happening in the next couple of months that I would like to invite you to. Next week, as I mentioned, February 11th at 6 p.m. is our Parents' Night webinar. It's open for everyone, parents, learners, supporters, and this is where we'll talk more about the services that we have at Royal Roads and how we will support our students through their academic journey. On March 1st, we are hosting an open house on campus. While we would love to do it at our new Langford campus, it's not ready yet. So we will be doing it here at our Colwood campus. And it's a pretty packed agenda. And one thing that I am excited to announce is that we have a couple RRU starter packs that we're giving away at this event to attendees. So the starter pack includes an Apple MacBook Air, some great RRU swag, and experience passes to some of our local businesses like Boulder House, Wild Play, the Malahat Skywalk. So please consider attending the event and share the news. And then following our open house, we have back-to-back webinars to dive deeper into our 3 programs. So March 11th is our social sciences webinar. March 12th is business and sustainability. And March 13th is our applied environmental sciences webinar. We do have a landing page for all of this. It's royalroads.ca/undergraduate-events, or you can scan the QR code. And maybe someone can pop that one into the chat. And that is it for now. I feel like I've spoken a lot, and I'd like to invite any questions.